Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I hope you're having a terrific day, and yes, I truly mean that. But I'm here to share my opinion on 3 things that I feel like could change Delta Force forever. In a good way, absolutely. Now again, I'm just some random man on the internet, so take my opinion with a grain of salt or sand or whatever the saying is. Because I'm not a professional, I'm not a game dev, I'm just simply a gamer wanting to share my ideas, and hopefully they get seen. Most likely not. Now stick around, the last one is the one that I truly feel like would change this game for good and have really no downsides at all. Now number 1 is a better way of handling the cheaters who are killing us all the time. And if you're a cheater, you stink of cheese. And not the good cheese, like a really bad moldy blue cheese, even though it's already moldy. You're extra moldy blue cheese. Now, I'm not one that has any idea about anti-cheat or whatever. All I know is they do a great job of banning a lot of cheaters and they prevent a lot of people that are coming in that are cheating. But what about the people that are still dying to cheaters anyways? Now, a game that used to be out called The Cycle that is now closed, rest in peace. If you got killed by a cheater that then got reported or you reported them, you would then get that whole gear set back completely as a return because you died to a cheater and you shouldn't have lost that gear set maybe in the first place. Now instead, in this game, here's what happens. You bring all your best stuff that you somehow got miraculously one day, and you're like, I'm gonna take it in and I'm gonna do really well with this. I'm gonna make infinite dollars. Now with all those dollars that you're trying to make, you run across a team that knows a little bit too information and you get jump peeked by 3 people and they absolutely shred you and your whole team. Sound pretty familiar? And now you go to report the person and all you get is a little notification bubble in the top saying, thank you for your report. But you don't get anything in return. You still have lost all that gear and there's no return to it. Now they might already have something in play with this where you get the gear set back if it's within a certain time limit or something. I've never gotten it back and I've reported many cheaters that are obviously blatantly cheating. I'm not just sitting there reporting everybody. But instead, if you get a cheater banned, you should be able to get that whole gear set back, or you should be able to get the gear value back returned to you, so then you could go and play with that gear set or the amount of money that you then lost because of a cheater killing. It's a way of them reimbursing you for you dying to a cheater in their game. I feel like it's pretty fair, and it would make me want to keep playing the game if I died to a cheater, because I know that at some point in time the cheater would get banned if it was obvious, and I'd get that gear stuff back. So in short, essentially getting reimbursed for dying to a cheater with either the gear value or getting the gear returned to you. That would be pretty sweet. Now, number 2, which is absolutely one of my favorites, would be for the people that don't have entirely too many friends, or the people that don't want to run with randoms all the time, a solo and a duo mode in Delta Force. Now, me personally, I don't have a ton of friends that are on and that play the game, so I instead have to either be down in a massive disadvantage of a 1 versus 3, not gonna go too well, or I get to go play with Jimmy and Timmy, who run in as Stinger, put on a gold backpack, and sprint around looting every flight case. It sounds pretty familiar as well, right? The amount of resource snatchers in this game are insanely high. It's quite impressive. But anyways, a solo and a duo mode allowing for you, and say you have one other friend that wants to play, you can play on an even battlefield, giving people the freedom to play Delta Force in the game that they want to play, the way that they want to play it, would allow for a lot more happy customers and gamers coming back into the game. Now, I've seen games that once they add a little bit more freedom to the player base to do as they would, they get a lot better positive outcome from the people that are playing the game, and this would be a massive way of giving them the freedom, but obviously there'd have to be some tweaks involved. Like maybe you couldn't put as much crazy loot into a map, or you'd have to tweak the spawns or something, but that doesn't seem too difficult for something that could genuinely change your game for the better for the rest of the time. Now, in short, adding in a solo or a duo mode would allow for so much more freedom to the player base, so I don't have to go in and play with Timmy Bob Jimmy Bo and his delinquent sidekick Robin, who are going to go in and just steal everything and not help me in any way, shape, or form. Now, before we get to the end, there's some honorable mentions I would like to throw in there. A kill cam, so you can see how you die, what you did wrong, or being able to see if the player was cheating or not, which would also indicate to the cheating devs, whoever's doing that stuff, if they were cheating or not, because you could clearly see them lock on your head through a wall. Now, number 2 is the ability to turn on and off world chat. There are some crazy people in there that I'm surprised aren't in mental institutions, that either talk about politics, religion, racism, femboys, and anything else under the sun, if not a combination of all 5 of those. It's pretty ridiculous. Sometimes you just don't want to deal with it and you want to just shut it off. And last but not least of the honorable mentions would be allowing me to go into the firing range while I'm loading into the game instead of only being able to do it while I'm unprepared, because sometimes those loading times can get a little bit long, and sometimes I just want to go in and just practice the aim or just shoot my gun a little bit so I can get ready for the raid. Now, the third and final and the most creme de la creme of things that they could add into Delta Force would be VoIP or proximity chat. Now, I did a little googly Google and found out that VoIP is the fancier, more office-y term, like if you're in a cubicle, of prox chat, and prox chat is more the gamery version of VoIP. To my knowledge, I could be completely wrong. But adding in proximity chat would do so much good for the game. It would be unbelievable if they do not add it. At least soon. One, for content creators such as myself, who would create very more intricate and interactive content with people in game that would be really funny and could possibly have viral moments from other people or other content creators that could then blow up the game to get more people to come play it, hence doing a really good cycle of things. But allowing for that interaction would create more memorable clips. In most games that have ever added proximity chat, it usually goes pretty well, considering you can turn it on or off whenever you want to. Now, mixing that with the solo and duo mode option, this would just be an unstoppable game that would be so much fun that I could see myself playing for years. Now, other positives besides just being content creators would also be just people playing the game, and they could meet new people in game. They could tell people, hey, I got a quest item on me, don't shoot me in the butt. Okay, I've been trying to get this for hours and I can't get it, and someone lets them live. Or knife fights, or you know, the good old days of shit talking in video games, which can we please bring that back? Having death comms or saying you're gonna absolutely poop on someone and then you die, and then they teabag you and you see it as your corpse is falling off into the ether and you're dying. It's a wonderful thing that video games have that's been absolutely removed when we don't have a proximity chat or like a death comm chat. Now, you may wonder, how do I talk to just my team or just proximity? Would it be combined? No, you can just make it 2 separate keybinds to make it a little bit easier. That was actually one of the good things that Tarkov Arena did well, which is one of the very few things that Tarkov Arena did well. And yes, I'm allowed to shit on the game. I have over 7,000 probably plus hours in that masochist simulator. And do you guys agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys have to say, or if this even resonates with some people. Now, if you want to see another video made by myself, be sure to click the video to the right of me. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, evening, nights, afternoon. Take care. Adios. Peace. Woo!